Hello there, welcome to Smalls. My name is Bo Warden and welcome to a new inbox review. We're going to be taking a look at a bit of an oldie here. It's a 2014 new tooled kit. It's by Tamiya. It is in 1/72 scale and it is of a F-16 CJ Block 50 fighting Falcon. 1/72 scale might not be everyone's cup of tea, but considering how much prices of kits are going up now, maybe diving into a bit of 1/72 scale wouldn't hurt, especially I'm running out of space of where to put finished kits, so might not be too bad. So yeah, box art looking rather nice, very typical Tamiya. We've got a couple of markings on the side just here, two. We'll find out if there is just two in total. This kit comes in at around about the £23 mark, right? So not a bad price for a Tamiya Jet 1/72 scale. So let's just jump straight in with what we have here first. Well, we'll jump in with the canopy to start with. Right, which straight away, that is a really nice crystal clear canopy. Is there a yeah, there is like a light little seam going down the middle as you kind of normally would expect, so a bit of sand in there and polishing up. Should be no problems with our clear parts just there. First bit of surface detail on this kit. The construction kind of does seem like they're 1/48 scale, quite similar to that, but let's have a close look at what surface detail we have on here. Yes, I mean, it does look like we've got some pretty sort of nice crisp, even consistent, well on this piece anyway, of recessed panel lines, recessed rivets. I mean, they are they shallow? I mean, ooh, are they gonna take a wash? Yeah, I mean that is close. I mean it's either very fine or maybe a light bit of rescribing. I don't know. It should be fine. It might need a little bit of rescribing. It is a little bit hard to feel because it is quite fine, but you know, it does look pretty damn good for a 1/72 scale kit. Moving along with the rest of the surface detail. Let's see how consistent we are with this. Right, here are our wing sections. Again, do you know what? Actually pretty damn good surface detail, just what you'd expect from Tamiya on both sides there. A bit of, I think this is the top part of the fuselage section again. Loads, I mean you can just see that surface detail. Looks gorgeous, and yes, it is looking nice and consistent. Again, on the underside, nice sort of consistent, very nice detail going on there, looking very crisp actually, very nice. Bit of the towel section here again on that surface detail. Let's quickly flip this over. Yes, this does come all in one piece, kind of nice there as well, kind of saves you a bit of time gluing and everything. Same with the tail section as well. Oh, we've got the cockpit tub just here, and actually again nice detail going on just there, really good for 1/72 scale. Flip this over. Instrument display panel, really tiny, very tiny, kind of a bit hard to see, but you can make out the screens on there. Really good detail from Tamiya on that one, rather impressive actually. Moving along with the last couple of bags, we have, is this a double sprue? Yep, that's a double sprue. So there is two ejector seats, right? We do have a whole bunch of missiles on here, right? So I'm not seeing any bombs, it's just the missile side of things. Pylons, again the surface detail looking very consistent throughout all the pieces. Some wheels as well, those hubcaps looking nice and detailed. We'll flip this over, check for ejector pin marks. Okay, yeah, we got a couple on the missiles, you can just see, rotate that, you know, we've got a couple of ejector pin marks going on, really tiny ones, but they are kind of all over these missiles. That's a little bit of a shame because I mean it's been pretty a good looking kit Yeah, a little bit of work on those weapons is probably going to be needed, just to tidy up those ejector pin marks. Then we have what looks like some air intakes and stuff here. Yeah, we've got the bit of landing gear wheel well just there. Yeah, I am seeing ejector pin mark just inside there, just two little ones there, but there is a nice bit of detail going on with that. Inside, our air intake is all kind of nice and smooth and no ejector pin marks in there, which is nice. Looking at this tiny detail, just want to check sort of, because this is quite a bit of a 90-degree angle this is flowing over just here, and sometimes you do lose the detail as you go over, and it is looking like it's all still there and all good, which is good. Bit of the exhaust, well, nicely detailed if we get you to focus. Right, nicely detailed exhaust both inside and out, so very impressive. Then we've got our last quick sprue just here. Right, this has a nice pilot in it. It is nice to see pilots. I must admit, there's so many kits these days where they just don't, I don't know, just don't seem to want to put pilots in there, but it is so nice to have that option if you want to, because it's a bit of a pain to have to go off and get aftermarket parts. But a few other bits of detail. The pilot, I mean, they've got his visor down, so I mean there's no sort of detail on, you know, eyes, mouth, nose, but I think we can live with that. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad, not too badly detailed. Then we have some of our landing gear bits and doors, so let's flip this over and check for those ejector pin marks, which looking good on the landing gear. Kind of seeing a little one maybe right just there on the wheel well door, but that doesn't look too bad actually. But yeah, looking pretty good. Quick one on our decals or decals. Let's get these out and take a quick look. These are, I do believe, all the decals that come with this, and hopefully, as you can see, you know, we do have all our weapons on here, which for 1/72 scale, I mean, there's quite a lot of nice detail going on with this, right? We have some nice markings. I mean, they kind of feel like your typical Tamiya type decals. I mean, maybe a little bit thicker than normal, which is why you probably have to go off and use the Mr. Mark softer and setter. But Tamiya is normally quite good for getting them down. And hopefully, as you can see there, you know, these tigers look really nice. Everything looks in registry. Even the small writing is almost sort of, you know, you can sort of almost make that out, which is rather good. So a quick jump onto the instructions. It is probably going to be similar to that of the 1/48 scale version they did, and we've got a few things going on here. So let's just take this first little booklet just here. Let's bring you in a little bit closer. Right, so first off, looks like we have two sets of markings, A and B. Right, looking at it, I mean, yeah, you've got the colour callouts using the Tamiya paints. Looks quite easy to kind of follow where all the decals go. Flip this over. Oh, we've got 3 sets of markings, which is rather nice. So 3 sets of markings. I do believe the colour schemes are basically the same, just the decals are basically different. So 3 sets of markings, nice. What do we have here? Okay, it looks like we've got a couple of... Actually, this looks like a nice... Yeah, this does look like a nice, good description. That is quite cool. You know, they've actually gone off and sort of give you a nice little booklet to read about the aircraft itself. That is a really nice touch in 2 different languages. So yeah, that is a nice touch. That is nice to see them do things like that. So then this must be our instructions, which is going to be the fold out. I mean, I don't like it, but it is what it is. And yeah, it does look like the typical Tamiya kind of construction of the 1/48 scale. This bit here, that's going to probably take a little bit of work. I mean, the fit is normally good from Tamiya, but bringing those two top parts of the fuselage together, I mean, you're going to have a bit of a glue line there, and that might take a little bit of work sort of tackling that. Does seem to explain and show what colours everything is in the cockpit. A bit of the landing gear, wheel well bay there, and yeah, you kind of bring the two halves of the fuselage together. Yes, we've got two different versions here, so look out, pick, A, B or C, which markings you want to do, because there are different pieces for the different markings. Bringing those two wing sections together, again, I mean, seeming quite easy actually, with those wings being one piece. The exhaust, yeah, that looks quite nice and easy as well. The landing gear as well, I mean, does look like the instructions are going to get you nicely there, which they normally do with Tamiya, right? But I'm not seeing any major problems. I mean, there's that bit with the fuselage, right? That bit is going to be a bit, be careful with that. This area here where the air intake is, just be careful, test fit around that area, and then actually putting it onto the fuselage section as well. But that is literally kind of like probably bringing the model nicely together now. So yeah, it's kind of putting all your little bits and bobs on the outside. Yeah, actually nicely putting the ejector seat at the end where you normally kind of do put it in if you're having the canopy open, which is nice to see. And then we've got the weapons, which it kind of shows you the colours and markings and decals on this bit here for the weapons. So nice to see them do that. So all in all, I mean, yes, it is a 2014 new tool kit. So 2014, getting a little bit old, but actually that kit does still look like it's got a lot in it. And for £23, I think that is a nice worth it kit. £23. A jet, I know it's 1/72 scale, but that has got bags and bags of detail. Yes, there is a couple of those ejector pin marks in a few sort of places you won't want them, but apart from that, I mean, everything about it looks really good. Fantastic looking surface detail. Being Tamiya should go together rather well. So yeah, definitely a big thumbs up and definitely a big recommendation. So hopefully you've enjoyed that, but as always, until next time, my name's Bob Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I'll catch you in the next video.